Hey there, this is K4A Knowledge for All, and in this video today we are going to learn how to make simple thumbnail in Autodesk SketchBook software. That thumbnail, that image can be used, for example, for YouTube thumbnails, but the process is simple, short, and it can be useful for other purposes too. It's like basics of creating some more complex images with more details, more layers and so on. So I have made couple of bullet points to follow and to make it easier for you who are beginners, but also for you who want to make some kind of follow-through example, and also something which you can use for your later ideas or works, and go step by step, because I see lots of people are confused. Even though they learn some skill or some feature of some software, they actually don't know how to use it later on their own, or without tutor or without tutorial they used that skill in. So they're like crippled, and they cannot see things on a wider scale, how to combine them, how to reuse them, and so on. So let's go step by step, and I will explain the process during. Okay, so the first step, the first bullet point is the idea, the goal. So you have to have idea, a goal on your mind. You have to define it as best as possible, as detailed as possible, but not you don't have always to go into tiny details or complex, but at least some kind of idea what do you want to make and create. In my case, that's a thumbnail for video which I will publish next. My video will be about free games from Epic Games Store, and I need the thumbnail for that. So the idea for me is to create the thumbnail for these two games, Industria and Lisa, the definitive edition. So I need a thumbnail for YouTube, so the goal is to create it, and the goal is to look more or less like the one I already have on my YouTube channel. So you can see, for example, this one, the Big Con and Town of Salem 2 Epic Games Store giveaway, something like that, or something like this, Outer Worlds and so on. So you can see that lots of those look the same, like these islets, Call of the Wild, Angler and Invisible, and so on. So it's very simple image of two games or one game on thumbnail, and that's it, like copy paste. So it's not original in terms of I didn't create it from scratch. I just copy these images here and reuse them to create thumbnail from it. But the same process, as I have just said a few moments ago, can be applied, for example, for this Game Programming Patterns ebook Unity giveaway thumbnail, or this 200 copyright free sound effects pack Marcus Jones giveaway thumbnail, and so on. So the whole idea is that you learn the skills and then reuse them to whatever you like, and the whole idea is that we are going to use these skills which we have learned with previous videos in add image, canvas size, image size, and so on. So the goal is to create a thumbnail for these two games which are free at Epic Games Store. So that is our goal. Your goal can be something else, no problem, go for it. Second step, second bullet point is create artwork. In my case, I will skip on this because, again, as I have just explained, I am using these images which are already on internet, so I will copy paste them. I'm not going to recreate them. I'm not going to create them from scratch in SketchBook or any other software, but sometimes you will have to do it. Sometimes you will get the task from your client or art director or whoever to create something original. So again, we will talk about that in some different videos, but the whole idea is again that you sometimes have that step to work on. So in my case, lucky for me, I don't have it. I will go on to next one. Next one is find artwork. So we have defined the idea, so let's find the artwork next. Again, we already did that. All I had to do, because my idea is to create a thumbnail for YouTube video for these two games which are free for 1 week. If I didn't have them, if for example Epic Store Games created only link for them, like this, only text, Industria and Lisa, and there were no images, I would have to Google for them, or if they didn't have original artwork, I would have to come up with something original from myself, or just use text instead, or whatever. Lucky for me, again, this is already online. So the artwork I have found it online. That's cool, but what is the problem? I want to use that artwork, those two images, here in my sketchbook. I cannot just say okay, click here and they will show up like with some kind of magic. I have to import them. So if I have to import them, I have to first download them from internet. So let me try with right click and find save image. There is no save image. That happens from time to time. That's how some websites and some artists try to protect their own artwork, and that's all cool. You're not allowed to use or reuse someone else's artwork. I have talked about that a lot, and that's another topic, a whole issue, a whole copyright issue. In this case, it is allowed for me to use these images for promotional purposes and educational only, but for example, I'm not allowed to use this image Industria to put it on some kind of t-shirt and sell that t-shirt as my creation, or some kind of glass cup, mug, or whatever, I don't know, poster, whatever, my game, and so on. So that's not allowed, and you have to worry about that. Again, in my case, I'm just making these videos which are promotional to those games, so you can be informed that you can download them for some time while they are free on Epic Store Games, and that is okay. But for some of your ideas, that may be not the case. Okay, so we are still in problem. I have those images on the screen, but I don't have them in my software, 2D software. I will make a new file because I have drawn some scratches here. Okay, so one simplest solution is just to use your keyboard in real world and press print screen. You have to find that button on your keyboard in real life and press print screen. So I will and again take care where your cursor is. If my cursor is on this Industria image, when I press print screen, the computer will save that image with that cursor on it. So same with this. If it's on Lisa, it will say, okay, you want your cursor there, I will save that image like that. So in my case, I don't want to highlight any of those. I will move this cursor to the right, then click on the page just to be sure I'm on the page, then press print screen, and maybe you can hear that. You can press it as many times as you want, and now this page, this screen, is saved in my computer's memory. Again, that's only part of the process. To put it here in my software, I would have to say, okay, paste that screen now in my Autodesk sketchbook. And to do that, the easiest way to do is just press Ctrl V on your keyboard. So 2 buttons, 2 keys. This time press Ctrl and V at the same time, and voila, you have this image now on the screen. You can move it, and you see how my print screen even printed, even saved the whole my toolbar of my Firefox. So I can use that if I need, or these buttons on my bottom with those other softwares. Anyway, the whole idea is that I need this industrial ISA, so I can just say it, okay, here it is in the middle, press this X, and that's it. Now I have the image on my canvas. Again, if you're confused, let me do it again. Control New to make new blank screen. Go to web page you want to copy paste, press print screen on your keyboard. In real world, go to the software you need. I am using Autodesk SketchBook. The same will, I think, apply to any 2D software like Photoshop, Paint, Krita, whatever, and then press Ctrl V. Move if you need to move your artwork. You can even roll it, scroll it in terms of rotate it, sorry, roll it, scroll it, scale it, and so on. I don't need that for now, so I will just press X, and again that is now fine. The artwork, maybe we have even dived a little bit in edit artwork. That is the next step. So let's go with the edit artwork. I have found that artwork on the internet, and I have started, I have imported it, copy pasted, print screened it into my software, and now I have to edit it. So to edit it in my case is relatively simple. I want to cut out only those 2 images. So I will use the cut tool. It is somewhere here. Here it is, crop, sorry, cut or crop. Or you can press C on your keyboard. C, click, you can zoom if you're not sure. First zoom, and then cut. Go with the top left corner, drag, and in my case this will work. Okay, maybe I don't need this view more. I will move this top edge a little bit lower. This is okay. When it's okay, just press the enter. So now my whole canvas holds only these 2 images, which is great. That is what I need, and that is, for me, I think that is editing the artwork. I don't have to add any other effects like, I don't know, particles, shines, glows, blah blah blah. So I need to save this because I want to import that later. So save it as, I will save it as on my desktop, and I will save it as freegames.jpg. So save as type, I will pick JPEG because for the purpose I need it for the upload on the YouTube, on internet. That is the fastest, this is the best option in terms of size and quality. You can use some other like PSD, PNG, and so on when you need to go back to that file later. We will talk about that in other videos. So far so good. freegames.jpg. Save, and SketchBook asks me, okay, what kind of quality do you want for this? I will use the best just to be sure, because I will maybe later edit it. But if you can use whatever you want for your project. If you're not sure, you can experiment with it. Okay. Again, I have some kind of warning, and Autodesk SketchBook warns me that all of those layers which I have in my file will be merged. So later when I import this JPEG into SketchBook or Photoshop, I will not see those layers. If I had, for example, here like 50 layers with some effects, they will all be like flattened out, merged. Okay, so Let me go to desktop to see if, yeah, it is saved. Cool, it works. Okay, so far so good. And let me make new file, new canvas, because now we have to go to the next step. Next step is define resolution, and this could be actually first step, as I have told in some previous video, that you want to define resolution before you start working on something. But the whole idea here is that we actually first worked on artwork. That is, again, different process, and sometimes you will do those two processes interchangeably. Sometimes you will need to do the artwork first, to gather it, to find it, to edit it, and then start working on the final look, and then define the resolution. That is the case today for this thumbnail, but in short, again, I could put this define resolution as the first step. Second, the first would be idea, the second would be define resolution, and that wouldn't be wrong, that wouldn't be error. But again, for some of you, all of those which I'm showing today is new, so maybe it can confuse you. So I was thinking this would be the better way to do it. Why? Because again, I want to upload this on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, as a thumbnail for YouTube video. When you upload something on some platform like YouTube or some other like Facebook or Instagram or so on, all of those platforms, all of those companies, they have their own rules, which doesn't mean that it's all wrong or a problem or something like that, but I'm just saying they sometimes differ. Sometimes they're the same, like we use the resolution for this and that for different platforms, different website, the same resolution, but sometimes they will differ. And again, they have their reasons for it, you have yours, that's all okay, but you have to comply for the most of the time to those big platforms, big companies, because they are in charge, they make the rules, and you can or you can just apply with those, comply, or go away. Just there is no third solution. So in this case, YouTube created some kind of rules for thumbnails on YouTube, and again, I don't say they are wrong, quite opposite, but you have to read them, to learn them. They make sense, but for beginners, they you just have to get known to them, to see what they are saying and why, and later it will be just a copy paste process. You won't even think about it, because we're doing this first time on this YouTube channel. I'm showing you this process. This is actually how I would define resolution if I'm making this for the first time. Later I will just use these information and reuse them. I wouldn't go reading all of those. I would just know, okay, the previous thumbnail which I made was this resolution, so I will make the same again, and it will work. Simple as that. So they have some kind of explanation, rules and steps for adding thumbnails, how to add custom thumbnails, automatic if you don't have skills to create customs, and so on. But the one which I'm interested in is here, which says image size and resolution. Click on this and it will open some kind of info for me to read, and they warn me that my custom thumbnail image should be as large as possible for the quality reasons. It will be used as the preview image, and we recommend your custom thumbnails to have a resolution of 1280 or 1280 times 720 or 720 pixels. Minimum, if you don't want to go with those, recommended would be 640 pixels for the width. So 640 pixels wide at least. I'm going to use these which are recommended, 1218 and 720. upload images in formats as JPEG, GIF or PNG. I have used JPEG, so I'm cool with that. They should be less than 2 megabytes for videos, 10 megabytes. Okay, we're in it, we will see where you can check it. And try to use aspect ratio of 16:9. So 16:9 is not my default ratio in Autodesk SketchBook, so I'm in problem here, and my resolution is not this 1280 times 720, so I have to change it. We have learned how to do that. We have learned how to change SketchBook image size, and we have learned that in previous videos. So all I have to do is go to image size and type here width 1280. My height changed because they are proportional. I have to uncheck this key proportions and put into height 720. So let me check that on YouTube info again. Resolution 1280 times 720. Yeah, that's it. The size of my image would be 3.5 megabytes in max, so that's still good. That's no, it's a bigger, so we have to go a little bit less than that. Okay, so this will resize my window. I will zoom out, and now my window is 1280 times 720 pixels. That is the resolution. That is what we have done. Here we have defined the resolution, but how to put this guy here, this image which we have created, into that blank space? Again, we have learned that in one of previous video when we have learned how to add image in Sketchbook, and again I'm just showing this as a real world skill, how you can use it, reuse it. Now, just not to be confused that the things which I'm showing you are just some abstract and so on. No, here it is. I have my blank canvas which is in resolution defined by YouTube. I'm all cool, but I need to do what? I need to click on File, Add Image, and that is actually mixing things together. This is now the almost last step. I would say last step in my case, because when I finish this it's all done. So I want to mix my resolution blank canvas with image I have downloaded from internet. Add image, find it here it is, free games. Again, I can move it here if I need it for some I don't know, my idea, here like this, and so on. I want it in the middle, and I want it resized like this. Okay, a little bit lower. Yeah, this looks good, and that's it. The problem here is that I have white background, so how to solve it? We haven't learned that previously, so let's learn it today. When you have your layers, and we have learned that before, opened, and if you don't have them, just click on this layers button in your toolbar. One of those layers, the first one says background, and you can see how it's white. I don't want white, I need to be the same color as this background image. I want this color, gray. Maybe I could find it here if I try to search it like a crazy guy. This is close. No, this wouldn't be smart. The smarter thing to do would be click on this color picker, and here it is. Now we don't have the edge. It looks flawless, seamless, and all I had to do is click on this background layer, click on this circle, and color pick the color I need. So I have this already finished. This looks good enough for my YouTube channel. You can see that this looks exactly like the big cone and town of Salem thumbnail, Outer Worlds thumbnail, Call of the Wild thumbnail, and so on. So those thumbnails work for me, for my kind of YouTube channel. If you need more complex things and so on, we will talk about that later, maybe in later videos, but whole idea here is to learn the process of it, and the last step would be to repeat. So for example, if I need for my I can save this, for example, save this image as desktop. I would call it K for a thumbnail, and close my SketchBook application and click to see. Oops, I have saved it as a TIFF. You can see I made a mistake, so I will go to SketchBook, open it, file, open recent TIFF, and resave it as JPEG. And yeah, I will pick quality medium because YouTube doesn't allow me to create images larger than 2 megabytes for thumbnails, I think. And then I will click on the image to open it. It works, cool, nice. And then I will left click to select it, right click to see properties, and see how big it is. 63 kilobytes, so it's very small, great. Another thing I want to do is, for example, repeat. I wanted to explain that. Repeat is when you're not satisfied with the quality, with the look, or for example your client has some kind of revisions, art lead or whatever, and you need to make changes. You would actually just go to application, file, open recent, in my case it's K4A thumb, and do whatever you need to do. For example, if I need to add some kind of, I don't know, some kind of text here, like red line, yeah, red line like this, it looks better now, and you would resave it. So it's repeat or change, maybe change the image size. Maybe your client says, okay, I don't need it that big, I need it 1000 times 600 or something like that. So those changes are this doesn't make sense. Yeah, I made a mistake obviously, but you get the idea. So you repeat. I'm not going to save this. You repeat that process as many times as you need, and it's all going back and forth for those things which we have learned before. Those steps, those points, those how do you call them, bullet points? Yeah, that's it. I mean, more or less it took me half an hour, which is very long for this. I would literally do this in a couple of minutes. Just copy paste into SketchBook, cut it, create a new file, create it with the size of this resolution, paste it, save it, upload it. It's literally a couple of minutes, but we had to explain it this way, and you can now see how even SketchBook as a Autodesk SketchBook as a free application can help you with some kind of tasks. Not all of the tasks, we will see that also in future videos, because Sketchbook's Autodesk Sketchbook unfortunately has its own limits and problems, but that's another topic. Thanks for watching. See you in next one. Bye for now.